You have been lied to. You have been betrayed. You have sat in the silence of your room with tears streaming down your face, wondering why those who broke your heart are walking around laughing as if they did nothing wrong. You look at the sky and ask, where is the justice? Why do the wicked prosper while the innocent suffer? It is a weight that feels like lead in your chest. You feel like you have been forgotten. You feel like your pain is invisible. But I am here to tell you today that nothing, absolutely nothing, has gone unnoticed. The higher power, the creator of the stars and the keeper of souls, does not sleep on your sorrow. Every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, and every silent prayer for relief has been recorded in a ledger that no human hand can erase. You are not a victim of a cruel world. You are a student in a divine classroom, and the people who hurt you are about to face a lesson they never signed up for. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because I am going to reveal the spiritual secret of how the scales are balanced, and knowing this will give you a peace that passes all human understanding. When someone hurts you, your fee. RST instinct is to strike back. You want them to feel the fire that they started in your soul. You want to see them fall. But you must understand the law of spiritual energy. When you seek revenge, you are trying to do God's job with human hands. And human hands are too small to handle the weight of divine justice. When you hold on to bitterness, you are holding on to a hot coal, waiting for the person to get burned. But you are the one whose hand is blistering. You are the one who is losing sleep. The person who hurt you has moved on, while you are still living in the wreckage they left behind. This ends today. You must realize that God deals with those who hurt you by first asking you to step out of the way. If you are standing in the middle of the battlefield trying to fight your war, you are blocking the path for the divine warrior to step in. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a sign of ultimate trust. It is you saying, I am too valuable to spend my energy on someone who doesn't value me. I will let the Creator handle the debt. Think about the nature of a seed. If someone buries you, they think they have finished you. They think they have put you in a dark place where you will rot and disappear. But what they don't realize is that you are a seed. Being buried is the first step to growth. The very pressure that was meant to crush you is the pressure that will force your shell to crack and your roots to go deep. God uses the people who hurt you as the soil for your expansion. They think they are stopping you, but they are actually feeding your future. Every eye. Salt they threw at you is fertilizer. Every door they slammed in your face is a redirection toward a better path. The divine does not move by human logic. When people try to subtract from your life, God uses that subtraction to perform a divine multiplication. You are being prepared for a level of success that requires a thick skin and a soft heart. You couldn't have reached this level of strength if everything had been easy. Your enemies are actually your unwilling servants. They are working for your development without even knowing it. But what happens to them? What happens to the one who broke the promise? What happens to the one who stole your joy? There is a law in this universe called the harvest. You cannot plant thorns and expect to harvest roses. You cannot sow pain and expect tea. Oh, reap peace. The divine deal with your enemies not always by striking them down with lightning, but by letting them live with the consequences of their own character. There is no greater punishment than being a person who loses the trust of a good soul. When they hurt you, they lost a diamond. When they betrayed you, they traded a kingdom for a moment of ego. God deals with them by removing your presence from their life. Your absence is the loudest message they will ever receive. Eventually, the noise of their own life will quiet down, and in that silence, they will have to face the person they have become. They will have to look at the holes in their own soul that caused them to hurt you in the first place. That is a prison no one can escape. You must stop checking their social media. Stop asking friends how they are doing. Stop looking for signs that they are suffering. When you do that, you are still tied to their energy. You are still a prisoner in their cell. True freedom comes when you realize that their life is no longer your business. The divine has taken over the case. The court is in session, and you are not the judge. You are the witness who has been set free. When you truly hand it over to God, you will feel a lightness in your spirit. You will begin to see that the world is still beautiful. You will see that there are people who will love you without hurting you. You will see that your mistakes were just lessons and your pain was just a bridge. The Creator is rebuilding you from the inside out. He is giving you beauty for ashes and joy for mourning. The people who hurt you were just a chapter in your book, but they are not the author of your story. The author is much more powerful, much more loving, and much more just than you can ever imagine. Your job right now is not to worry about their punishment. Your job is to focus on your healing. Your healing is the greatest revenge. When you thrive, when you smile again, when you build a life that is full of light and purpose, you prove that their weapons had no power over you. You prove that you are backed by a force that cannot be defeated. God is not just going to pay them back, He is going to pay you forward. He is going to give you back the years the locusts have eaten. He is going to open windows of opportunity that no man can shut. So, take a deep breath, let go of the anger, let go of the why. Trust that the scales are being balanced even as we speak. You are protected, you are loved, and your vindication is coming, not from your own hands, but from the hand of the Almighty. You must understand that the universe is governed by laws as certain as gravity. When someone strikes you with the intention of breaking your spirit, they aren't just fighting you, they are picking a fight with teach. Architect of the universe, there is a silent law of divine retribution that does not require your intervention. It does not require your shouting, your crying, or your social media posts seeking sympathy. In fact, the most powerful thing you can do while God is working on your behalf is to remain silent. Silence is the ultimate frequency of power. It shows the heavens that you trust the process more than you fear the pain. While you are being still, a spiritual machinery is turning. The energy that person put out into the world, that deception, that cruelty, that cold-hearted betrayal has left their hands, but it hasn't left their life. It is circling back. It is a spiritual boomerang. You don't need to push it. The law of the harvest ensures it returns to the sender with interest. The divine deals with those who hurt you by allowing them to succeed in their own deception for a season. This is the part that is hardest to watch. You see them thriving. You see them smiling. You see them winning while you are struggling to pick up the pieces. But do not be deceived. This is what we call the fattening of the sacrifice. Sometimes the Creator allows a person to climb to the very top of their pride so that when the fall comes, it is complete. Their current success is not a sign of God's approval. It is the height of their own ego. The higher they go on a foundation of lies, the more devastating the collapse will be. You are currently in the valley, but the valley is where the soil is rich. The valley is where you are being strengthened. Their mountain is made of sand, and the wind is starting to blow. Your job is to stay focused on your own path. Do not look to the left or the right to see what they are doing. Every second you spend watching them is a second you are not spending building your new kingdom. True spiritual maturity is reaching a point where you no longer even desire to see their downfall. Why? Because you realize that a person who hurts others is already living in a hell of their own making. Think about it deeply. What kind of internal darkness must a person possess to intentionally crush a soul that loved them? What kind of void exists in their heart that they must fill it with betrayal? They are already being punished by being exactly who they are. They have to wake up every morning and be a liar. They have to live with a conscience that they constantly drown out with noise and distractions. You, on the other hand, have the gift of a clear heart. You can sleep at night knowing you didn't trade your integrity for a temporary win. God protects you by changing your appetite. He makes you lose the taste for their drama. He makes you lose the hunger for their apology. When you stop waiting for them to say, "I'm sorry," you take away the last bit of power they had over you. The divine also deals with your situation by performing a sacred sorting. Often the people who hurt us were people we refused to let go of ourselves. We held on to them because of history or because of fear or because we thought we could change them. So God allowed the friction to become so painful that you had no choice but to let go. The hurt was the surgery required to remove a cancer from your future. It feels like a wound, but it was actually a rescue mission. If they had stayed, they would have poisoned your destiny. By hurting you, they disqualified themselves from the blessings that are coming to you in the next season. They walked themselves out of the room before the banquet started. Do not beg for the return of someone who is sent away, or your protection. The divine knows who can handle the weight of your future glory and who cannot. Those who hurt you prove they were too small for where you are going. Finally, remember that your vindication doesn't always look like their public embarrassment. Sometimes the way God deals with them is by making them watch your total transformation from a distance. There is no greater weight foe. A person who tried to destroy you than to see you not only survive, but become unrecognizable in your success. When they see you glowing with a peace they can't understand, when they see you walking in an abundance they can't touch, that is the divine verdict. Your life becomes the evidence of their failure. They tried to bury you, but you became a forest. They tried to silence you, but your life came a song of victory. Keep your head high. Keep your heart pure. The scales are moving. The debt is being collected. And you are being prepared for a double portion of everything you thought you lost. The final stage of divine justice is not about the destruction of your enemies. It is about the complete restoration of your soul. We often think that justice means an eye for an eye, but in the eyes of the Creator, true justice is giving you back everything the world tried to take away, but with a strength that can never be broken again. This is the final reset. This is the moment where the pain of your past becomes the power of your presence. God deals with those who hurt you by making you so big that their opinions, their actions, and their memories become microscopic. You are entry, a season of divine compensation. For every tear you shed in secret, a drop of wisdom was deposited into your spirit. For every lie told against you, a layer of resilience was built around your heart. You are not just recovering, you are being upgraded. The person you were before the hurt was innocent, but the person you are after the healing is invincible. Understand this. The divine works in cycles. You have finished the cycle of suffering, and you are now entering the cycle of harvest. Those who tried to hinder you are now spectators in the audience of your life. They thought they were the lead actors in your story, but they were actually just temporary characters used to develop your character. God is now closing the door on that chapter and sealing it with a lock that no human hand can pick. You must stop looking back at that closed door. You must stop wondering if they feel guilty or if they have changed. Their journey is their own, and their reckoning is between them and the heavens. Your responsibility is to step into the sunlight of your new beginning. The reward for your faithfulness, for your silence, and for your refusal to stoop to their level is a level of peace. The world cannot give, and the world cannot take away. You have passed the test of the fire, and now you are ready to walk into the gold. The ultimate conclusion of how God deals with those who hurt you is found in your own elevation. There is a table being prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. Notice the wording in the presence. This means they will have to watch. They will have tea. Oh, see the favor on your life. They will have to witness the doors opening for you that they tried to bolt shut. But the most beautiful part of this divine justice is that when you sit at that table, you won't even be looking at them. You will be so filled with gratitude, so focused on your purpose, and so overwhelmed by the love of the Creator that your enemies will become invisible to you. Their power over your emotions will be zero. That is the ultimate victory. That is how the battle is won. You didn't win by fighting, you won by outgrowing the fight. You won by becoming someone that the pain could no longer recognize. As we close this message, take a moment to release the last remnants of resentment. Let it go into the wind. You are a child of the Most High, a survivor of the stove, and a master of your destiny. The scars you carry are not marks of shame. They are medals of honor. They prove that you were tested, and you did not break. The divine has heard your cry, has seen your heart, and has already moved the mountains out of your way. Walk forward with your head held high. Do not look back. Do not hesitate. Your future is waiting, and it is more brilliant than anything. You have lost. You are protected. You are vindicated, and you are free. The debt is settled. The scale is balanced. Now go forth and live the life you were born to lead.